All right, hello, happy people. Here we go. So we're gonna get to quadratic equations and solving quadratic equations by factoring. But before we do that, let's just do some more factoring, like these special cases of factoring. So we got the factor by grouping method. If you have like four terms, okay, and there are ways of factoring normal quadratics using this technique, but it's not the one I focused on. But some people are doing it in the class. Anyway, let me not get carried away talking about other things. Right, factor by grouping method. So yeah, if you have four terms, and these are all distinct terms, like you notice that the x is the degree of each term goes from from 3 to 2 to 1, goes down from left to right. Well, you'd focus on the first two terms and the second two terms separately. You're going to focus on the common factor of the first two terms to start. So in this case, 12 and 2 are both multiples of 2. So you can pull out a 2. You can also pull out an x squared, right? And if we multiply 2x squared by 6x, see how we would get the 12x cubed? So this is the same. Right here, you'd have to multiply that by 1. See that? 2x squared times 1 is 2x, so you get that. So that's that right there. And then over here, if you have a negative in front, you have to pull out a negative, right? You have 30 and 5 are both multiples of 5. You can pull out a negative 5. It'd have to be a negative 5. There always has to be a plus or minus here in front. And then you'll notice this is the way they're going to work. Not everything in four terms is factorable like this, but it works like this. Negative 5 times 6x gives you that. Negative 5 times positive 1 gives you that. See that? So you get that right there. Okay, and then you'll see that you have a common 6x plus 1 here, so we can factor that out. And then you're left with 2x squared minus 5 here. And that's it factored, right? And it's just like, you see this right here? That's just like having AC minus BC, right? The underline, and you pull the C out, but you think of them as one term. See how the remaining terms, the 2x squared and the minus 5, go right there. Okay, all right, let's just continue to do this. Next one, first two terms, I'm going to make this quick. So 6 and 3 multiples of 3, you have n squared in common, right? 3n squared times 2n gives us the 6n cubed. 3n squared times 1 gives us the 3n squared. Then over here, the 8 and the 4 are both multiples of 4, so I have to bring out a positive 4. There has to be a plus sign here. You've got to separate it. You're not just multiplying everything together. 4 times 2n gives me 8n. 4 times 1, positive 1 gives me 4. Right, and then this gets factored out, so you get 2n plus 1, 3n squared plus 4, right there. That's just that simplified. And then over here, if you look at this one, all right, you have 63, 54 n squared. Well, all of these are multiples of 3. So at the beginning, I can pull out a 3. So you always want to look for a common factor beforehand. So this is 18n squared minus, that's 35n minus, that's 20, or that's 30. Okay, so right, so you got that, and then we can focus on these. And we can focus on these. We had to pull out the common factor first. So you got a 3, and then for this one, you can pull out you could pull out another 3, n squared, and then you get 7 n plus 6 right there, and then over here you get minus, that's going to be 5, and then you get 7n minus 6, and all that, you have the 3 on the outside, so this becomes 9n squared right here. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't. Yeah, you have to, the 3 has to stay on the outside, so then you have 3. That right there is going to become 7n plus 6. Get rid of that. And then you have 3n squared minus 5 right there. So that one you had to factor out a common factor before you started. All right, so now you can go ahead, and work on 1 and 2, and I'll just do these two first. These two as well. All right, so this one, if you have a negative in front, just factor out the negative. I'm going to be really quick. See how when I distribute now? See how it works? But I factored out the negative because I don't want to factor out I don't want to factor a negative x and an x here. I'm going fast, I know. And then this one factors in negative 12 and negative 1. These multiply to give you that. Negative times negative is a positive. Then you get negative 1x plus negative 12x gives you the negative 13x. So that's the solution right here. This one as well. Let me do this really quick. All right, and this factor is I'll just show you the answer really quick. So it's negative 8x plus 5, and that does work. All right, there we go.